Hello everyone, this is Professor Tor Cool Guy, and we just hit 200 subscribers, and I don't even know if we'll keep that for the record after this video, but I didn't even think we'd hit 100 when that happened in 2016. I was amazed, so I'm very thankful that this happened, and I can only hope I don't become a big star and then mess up like everyone else does, and do something really stupid, like I do now. But we'll see what happens. For the past year or so, I've been rehearsing another change to this channel, and to a lesser degree, or a higher degree maybe, my entire life. It's based on my reception with technology. My first exposure to technology was a Game Boy Advance when I was about 4 years old. My father bought me. And yeah, WarioWare Incorporated and WarioWare Twisted, which I thought was pretty kick-ass, and years later, I went on to 100% WarioWare Twisted. To this day, it is the only WarioWare game I have ever completely beaten, though I do hope to rectify that very soon. I think of myself as a living example that one can be a completionist while not being a gamer. They can enjoy the game, but they also really like the achievements, the fun, the challenge of it, sometimes more than the actual meaning and theme of the game itself. But that's not really the overall change I wanted to make. Playing a game and then streaming or uploading a broadcast of that game is great for YouTube, but these days it's been done to death, and I wouldn't really be doing anybody a favor by joining that rank and being a gameplay channel, unless maybe it was for games that have never before been played, like betas or bootlegs that don't deserve to be played anyway, because they don't deserve to see the light of day. It's a whole nother thing to tell people about your experience with that game as well as playing it. You're opening up to people about how you experience games, and if they don't find that interesting, they might be compelled to get the game more than just gameplay would. We're humans. We like interacting with each other, even if we disagree about everything. Everything. For the past year, I've been considering, and am now officially becoming, at least temporarily or permanently, a review channel. What exactly I'll be reviewing, I'm still not sure yet. I've covered many things, from smart glasses to video games to virtual reality. I have all three. Don't tell, but I bought an Xbox Series X this year to use as a dev kit. I've even been involved in video game making for the past 2 years, although my results so far have not been perfect. I've been steadily improving over the years, the past 2 years I've been working on them, and I hope one day to create a playable product, albeit not an original product of my own creation, more of a remake of an older game that can go from 2D to 3D, because I really love restoration efforts when people restore old media or find old media and then remaster it for newer audiences. I'd like to do that with video games. You probably won't see much of that on this channel. You may see it on my side channel for more professional content and less comedy, double-sided productions. Indeed, I've got a lot of things done in the past few years. The only reason I've kept silent until now is because I just wasn't confident that it was good enough for any of you. But I also realized things about myself in the past few years. Sometimes I learned the hard way, sometimes I caught myself before I went too far. I realized I worry too much about things in general, and that is what has led periodically to my downfall. If I just stopped doing that so much, maybe not at all, but far less than I have been in the past few years, I could really go places. I've already gone places at, where I live, my town, my local city. I've made numbers, even though that's not really a brag when you never see those people again after one day. But there is one exception to that. I've had several mental illnesses and diagnoses over the past couple of years, none of which I'm sure you know about. But I've learned a lot this year, especially, with how to cope with having those mental illnesses, just how to cope in general. Coping is a lot easier when you know how to do it. And I haven't really ever learned for the longest time. And I did. And I'm not perfect, but I feel a lot better knowing all that. I want to spread that to other people. I can't really tell them how to cope with things because we're all different, and the way people cope with stuff is different for everybody. What I can do is make funny videos and informative videos, most of all, that can help improve their mental condition, give them something to love, to laugh at, to enjoy, which really is what we're all doing, but only a few of us are really actually doing it. Only a few of us are making the mark on people. A mark that's not like a scar, but like a symbiotic relationship, a syncopation. That's very bizarre, but I'm basically saying we don't want to be parasites. We want to have a good relationship with our viewers, as content creators, as people to people, not merely as big people to small people, because that's not the way it should be on here. We are not big and small people because some of us have a lot of followers and some of us have a little of followers. We are all people. There's always been this famous argument about being famous, that we get confronted about wanting to be famous and wanting to make it just about us. And then we say, no, I just want to be recognized for helping people. But in the end, that's not the right word either. You're still making it about you, whether you mean it to or not. The real word that you're looking for, and that I've been looking for this whole time, is validation. Validation for oneself and for other people. When I start posting reviews, when, not if, I would like to spread validation with my reviews and the overall content I produce. As I look forward to the next 200 subscribers, I look forward to seeing you feel validated by my presence and the things I create for me and you. Thank you. Dancing queen, young and sweet.